Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. If you're my repeat subscriber, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, we are going to be discussing the courtroom. I assume that has to do with December 17th. This video in particular is being recorded on the 17th. Ironically, December 17th at 12:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is today when they are set to meet for the Electoral College. I went to do the, this video was supposed to be the PEADS, which was suggested by, what to call it, Gypsy Flame 1111. And she talked about the PEAS, the Presidential Emergency Action Document. Was an executive order and message to Congress that they are prepared in anticipation of a range of emergency scenarios. The act empowers the president to activate special powers during a crisis, but impose certain procedural formalities when invoking such power. The perceived need for the law arose from the scope and the number of laws granting special power to the executives in time of national emergency. So that is what PEADS means. So that was what this video was supposed to be. But for some reason I kept hearing from my guys that I need to continue the story of last night's video, which was talking about and regarding the psychic challenge I got in the courtroom. If you have not watched that video, that is because as of when I am recording this, the video is not yet out, but the idea in terms of the title, I don't think I have made the title name yet. Actually, I do. That is the title name. What will Biden do? What path will Biden and Harris take? 2024 election, tarot reading, psychic. So that is the video that you want to watch. I will put that towards the end of this video so you guys can go watch it. But that video in particular talks about the courtroom and my psychic challenge in the video live. But we all do that. This is a continuation of the story. So that is why we're covering that today. I'm sorry that it even took this long to do the introduction. But this quick breeze through, the more you guys engage with the content, the more you like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and you will be notified when I do upload, but you will also be shown not only my videos more frequently, but you will also be shown other people like me more frequently as well. So definitely engage with this content, whether you're liking, subscribing, the bell icon, or commenting in the description below. You will be engaging with the content, which means you will see more information for you. So definitely engage. If you guys want to be notified personally by me or have more of a direct line of contact than relying on YouTube as a third-party adversary, I recommend you go in the description, follow my Blue Sky account, and I also have a Facebook group that you can join so you can be personally notified when I post, but also you can comment and be able to interact with me there as well. So anyway, let's begin. They kept talking about the courtroom. I know literally nothing to what I'm doing in this video, so we are freeballing today, like I always do. I always freeball, so this will be no different. So there's that. We are back in the bathroom, per usual. I think I'm going to be in the bathroom for quite a while, particularly because, well, it's Christmas and my parents are going to be home, which means I had no other time to do the tarot card reading when the Trump is home regularly. So I have to do it in the bathroom at midnight. So that is when I'm doing the video. So anyway, let's do this. Alright, so I want to also say thank you guys for those of you who have been supporting the channel, who have been engaging, who have been commenting. I have responded to all of you guys in most recent videos, so definitely go check out your responses from me. And I also want to say thank you guys for allowing us to reach 3,000 subscribers and more. So thank you all. Okay, so spirits and angels, what exactly are we doing today? Because I know nothing and I have no idea what we're doing. You just told me the courtroom. That's all you said. Okay, they're telling me I need to tell you guys what they're going to tell me. Okay, I guess that's what we're going to do at the moment. Then we'll do the tarot card. Okay, and also in the description, I will timestamp when the video ends for whatever it is that we're doing right now. I think it's just check its channeling, but then when the tarot card reading starts as well. I recommend you watch for both, but I understand why if you don't. But you're going to need to be able to watch both just for context. Okay, so what exactly are you trying to tell me? Okay, they're telling me here, now this is a mythological, we were trying to break this down and decode the messages that they're telling me. They're saying that there was a time that plagued the world, a time in which we had not seen it all. the rise of COVID and those before me will once again rise again. Because it is new, and the world we have not yet to see, the world is yet to be. But do not mistake for that I have loved you, for that you will be amazing for whoever you become. Because I have made America in the image, not those who have created me or created you, but for those I have created for the energy and the empathy that I have created the United States for. You will become an imperfect union, as you have always were, but more imperfect, but yet perfect in its own right. More beautiful, yet so senile. So old, yet so understanding. So loving, but yet so poor. The world in which I have created a dominance of the rich and poor shall take hold of the United States. The rich will run, but the poor will glee. The poor will never see what the rich has done, but the rich will always see the glee in the poor. And that the most richest thing of all is what the poor have that cannot be taken from them, and that is the glee in which they have possessed. The rich, those who are enriched, whether it is that they are money and financial, they will never experience what it's like to be happy. Because for those, they are in despair. They are in a state of depression where they cannot yet understand. Because they are in a methodological standpoint of understanding only the financial world, but not the emotional one. That for that, they are too human to pass through any torch. Too human to pass through any type of timeline other than ours. That for them, their curse is to never understand true happiness. And I tell you, do not be worried just because you are not rich. Does not mean that you are not rich in your own right. You are rich in your own ability to be able to understand and experience emotions in the life that which the rich cannot. You understand what it means to have a value. You understand what it means to be in value. But at the same time, those who are rich do not understand family value because they themselves do not see each other as family, but rather as heir apparent. Because they are heir apparent, they see their own children as not as family, but as those who continue the lineage of family generational wealth in exchange that they can be able to continue the legacy. But with the caveat that they will approach life the same way that animals do. Specifically animals, that when they give birth and an animal or a baby is different than the rest, they swear to do whatever they can to destroy that baby so that they can have the best survival. So to understand how a rich person works, to understand the survival instinct of animals. For that, they are created the likes and understanding and consciousness of animals. Yes, they may be highly intelligent, but intelligent in a way of survival instinct, but not in a way of emotional instinct. And therefore, the best way to defeat any person who is rich or wealthy is to destroy the emotional complexity that they possess. So with that being said, the courtroom that we look towards, the courtroom that I present in front of you, a room in which people have stood, not in rich, but in poor, for that they will understand the emotional complexities that they are about to experience and the likeness that they have never yet understood. But these people are the people you will want in positions of power, for that they will be able to use their emotional complex to help heal and save the United States. But not only the United States, but also the world, because this is not a United States or American issue. This is a global confrontation. This is a global issue. And because it's a global issue, it's talking about that Canada, Germany, I'm seeing Korea, I'm seeing Australia, Regions in which has lacked the empathy and emotional aspects for quite a long time in their own leaders will now start to elect people who have a more of an empathic understanding of the world from a different side view. The powers are starting to drain from those who only see everything from a financial standpoint. So why exactly are we talking about the courtroom? Well, the courtroom possesses something of a quality in which we have not yet seen. That is the emotional complexity. But besides the emotional complexity, the financial burden that is about to be presented, the financial burden is the ending of the financial system. Wall Street would not be known as Wall Street anymore because for that they have changed the name. They have changed the name of Wall Street. There's something going on with Wall Street that is related to all this. There's a lot of people that will be going to court and they will lose because every time the people will win. Even when the odds look bleak. Even when the odds are so drastically against them, they still win. The story of Robin Hood, the story of Peter Pan is very much relevant today as it when it was created. Because the story and the struggle of humanity relies solely on those who are willing to do what's right, even if it puts their own life at risk. Because for those in this world, we have created a system where the financial intelligence can survive what the emotional ones cannot. But for that, the tables have about to been turned. And for that, when they do turn, the emotions will overtake the financial instincts of those who have created the system in the first place. But that the system that they have once built to protect them will start to fade and start to crumble before they can see it. Trump presidency is no mere difference. The Trump presidency was an indication of what was coming, and a clear indication of the global elite that will soon be faded out of existence. For that, there will be no such thing as millionaires. There will be no such thing as trillionaires or billionaires. There will just be Americans. Whatever that may mean, whether that means physically, spiritually, or mentally, or financially. In the end, many Americans will be surviving the world in which they have lived, and they will be thriving in a progress that we have not yet seen. But there is hope for the future. There is hope for many Americans. The American dream. Yes, the American dream in which we have told have died. That dream has been long since dead since the 1980s. However, a new dream is upon us. The dream of Martin Luther King. That is the dream that you will possess. The new decade, the new era. Martin Luther King was a very unique individual for that he has shows you what the world can become if kindness takes its place. Yes, Earth may have been a world of hell, a world of upheaval, a world of distraught, but that is never forever. That is only temporary. But that we have allowed such evil to take place, so that the good can be entered in, for that you guys can realize the world in which we have created for you, to see you, to understand you, and to be with you. But for us to be able to maintain such goodness in this world, we must be able to see the ugly, the darkness, and the hatred that has always been festering around you. For so long you have lived in a shadow, unable to understand the hatred around the world. It has always been there. It has never been just appeared. It has just been enabled. It has been allowed to come to the forefront. For that we have created Trump for this very specific time, this very specific moment, to create chaos. Not only among the United States, but on a global perspective. He will alienate every single person on this world, even those who have supported him. But we have done it so that every person can learn a lesson of love and kindness, and to understand that, yeah, you can be evil, you can be as hard and ugly and terrible as you can be, but through all that, there will be a path forward, a choice for you to make the right one, hopefully, that you can see the truth in the light, And if you can follow that light and enter the truth, you will see happiness, goodness, and you will turn into a good person. Not many people have done that. But for those who will not bend their own mold and enter the goodness of the light, those people will have become great people. And that they will live on to create a legacy, a world in which we have yet to see. They will create progress, a world in which we need to see. So, the courtroom. The courtroom may be methodological in a sense, because it talks about the understanding the complexity of the emotional complex. It understands and talks about how the financial districts, the financial system, are about to collapse, and that those who are in high positions of power, whether that comes to money or wealth, are about to collapse. And it takes place in the courtroom because that's where people gain their power back. So, what does this mean, spirit and angel, for today? Because apparently we're having the electoral process. They're telling me you will see the electoral process. They're telling me that there is no need for them to give me the information because we will see what will take place. We will see the emotional complexities. We will see the collapse of the financial districts. Now, it's not saying that, money and those in positions of power are going to collapse. That's not what it's saying. What it is saying and indicating here to all of us, that those people in positions of power, when it comes to money, they don't understand the emotional complex. But those of them, they are going to vote a very specific way, a very specific pattern, a best interest money and monetary. But for those who understand the emotional complex, well, you will see them start to vote the way of the emotions. Vice President Harris was no different. She represented the emotional aspect of the United States, whereas Donald Trump represented the financial aspect. The two very polar opposites. The thing is, Aquarius is now in full swing. When the election took place, Capricorn was still in America's birth chart for one last final time with Pluto. That has ended. And that led to a Trump victory in 2024 in the 2024 presidential election. However, it is now Aquarius where people take back what's theirs. That story may not be the story of today, may not be the story of 2025, because 2025 is a new year, a new energy, a new movement. The energy that we're going to see today is the energy that we might not witness tomorrow. But in the end, the energy is still very much relevant as it's always been. So, I think it's really interesting now that is the end of the challenge here, which it is now December 17th at 1:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that is the end of the challenge. I find it to be really interesting. It talks about really more about the emotional complexities, about how, people in positions of power don't understand the emotion and the human instinct to be able to connect and have an emotional bond, and also understand value and the richness of it, a family, and understanding that there is such thing as love, whereas they see people as animals, specifically their own family members, but even a son and daughter, they see them as heir apparent. If they're not willing to lead, or they don't see a potential or a future for their company or family legacy in those children, they will potentially break those children down the same way that animals do survival, because those people are primates. The people in high positions of power are primates, which means that they can easily be taken over, right? So they are comparable to the planet of apes because those people are primates. They're not as intelligent as human because they don't share the same emotional consciousness that the rest of us do, the rest of the collective. They represent the small majority, but the world in what they have created was to protect their little group, their little percentage. And the people who are emotional, they are so distraught in their own emotion, they can't see the world in which they allowed to have been created to prevent them from moving forward. But when we enter Aquarius, that period has ended. That wall, that agreement between the populace and the small minority, those small minority are now going to become the minority and have less power, or even no power at all. Because the people are going to start taking back what's theirs. They're going to start breaking down that barrier that the financial district, the financial riches of those individuals will start to collapse. And it's going to be doing very rapidly. So definitely expect that. I've been saying this many times before, and I will keep saying it. We have entered in the United States a French revolutionary ideology. The ending of the American revolutionary ideology has ended. We have now entered the revolutionary energy. This is known as the reign of terror for those in positions of power. Okay? So, that is the courtroom energy. I don't know what that means. Um, that was me channeling just in the moment. It's the second time we've done a channeling live. But we are now going to do the interpretive tarot portion of this video. So let's do that. And you let me know in the comment section below what you think it might mean. Because I'm really curious to see what you think. Because that's important. Because what you see is also very important as well. Alright, so Spirit will tell me, regarding the information that you have shared and told us regarding the financial district and the courtroom, what are you indicating here? What the information, what's the takeaway here? Because you're talking about the courtroom, and today is December 17th during the electoral process, right? This is taken, when I'm doing this video, it's in midnight, right? So the electoral process had not started yet, but it starts today. So what are you trying to tell us? Okay. What else? Give me more information. Why do you make me do the challenge? I really want to do the PEADS, but they told me to do that in the next video. So that will be coming out Thursday. No, not Thursday. It'll be coming out Wednesday. Okay, we have strength card here. Alright, what else? What are you telling us about the courtroom? What's the story here? What are you trying to tell me regarding the court? Okay, so there's a whole bunch of cards here. We are going to take it. And they're telling me to look at the bottom of the deck. There's something important about the bottom of the deck. So to keep like, look at the bottom of the deck, look at the bottom of the deck. Okay, we have Judgment. Okay, that's the bottom of the deck. Judgment reverse. And we have the Magician reverse. Making things happen is reverse. The inability to make things happen. For them to wield something. We're going to try to break down and see what courtroom this is. And whether or not this relates to today, which I think it will. I think it will relate to today. There's a reason why they kept forcing me to do this. I really had something else in mind. We have the Emperor card here. And the Emperor card is talking about the person in position of power, the person who won the presidency, and with the strength of his own supporters. Right? We know who that is. We're talking about 45 here. But I can't help but notice but the horns on chairs. If you look at the chair, there's horns, right? It's almost like a goat, like a Taurus energy. Taurus energy. I'm also seeing the wand here as well. There is like the light card. That's like an Egyptian symbol. And I do have the Egyptian card here actually. So we are going to pull that out. We're going to use the Egyptian tarot for that, for clarification on what that symbol would mean. Because I feel to me that there is a symbol, and it keeps showing me the other figurine. But also he's holding a crystal ball too as well. He's holding a crystal ball. So Spirit Angel tell me, oops, that's not what we need. For the wand here that the Emperor is holding, regarding the question and energy that we're reading on right now, what does that wand mean in the Egyptian mythology? What does it mean? Okay, well, that works. The first time that hit something, if you ask me. Okay, so let's see. What cards came up for it? Well, we had the challenge card, which is the Magician and the High Priestess reverse. Then the Magician card. Again, we had the Magician reverse. So that you can see it. The Magician reverse. Okay, green. I told you guys this has to do with Wicked. I told you I had my second challenge. Again, this has to do with Wicked. Something to do with investigation, possibly. I'm going to turn sideways. Okay, so, and then we also have here, we have the High Priestess card. This is my Democrat card in the right away, but I'm not seeing, I'm seeing Vice President Harris in this aspect. Because we have, oh, this is the Liberty card too. Because it's green and it's a woman. It's reverse. Something to do with liberty here. There's a challenge for liberty. Okay, so there's a liberty challenge for the emperor. Liberty. Something being challenged with liberty. What's above the emperor? Well, let's see what's above of emperor. We have the Fool card with the alligator. Again, another green color. The alligator. Okay. Denial. Don't swim across denial is what I'm hearing. Don't swim across denial. It's almost like it's telling you not to take that leap, to not swim in the water because it's infected. It's infested with alligators, crocodiles, right? It's infected with predators. Because we follow here the strength card, we have the thievery. And this is the courtroom, by the way. We have here the page of wands. Nothing gets revealed. Information is shown after the thievery has taken place because of the strength. We talked about the emperor with his strength on election day, end up in the thievery, but it's reversed. He got away with it, at least he thinks so. But then there's an investigation of looking into it, which is why he's looking at the wand, not looking ahead at you, followed by something raining down. So first he's looking at the wand here, but some things start to not make sense. Some things start to like rain down heavy, which is why when you look at his position of power or position, he is looking at this as it rains down. If you look at it from that perspective. But what's the next card? We have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords. So while this guy is focusing on this stuff raining down, he's distracted. This person at the Page of Swords here was coming through as the mental, the clarity, standing strong, even in the face of hardship. Because look what's happening here, and I think this might be the Democrats here, because I had this card many times for the Democrats. We have the Page of Swords. Now, why do I think this is the Democrats here? Because we have the Emperor card here. We talked about the strength on election night. He supported, came out and voted. He got away with the thievery, at least he thinks he did. There's an investigation that's being looked upon with the wand, and because of the investigation, things start to rain down pretty heavy. And at the same time, while this person who is the Page of Wands is being distracted, the person of Page of Swords is standing up tall. Yes, they are looking at the wand as it rains down on them directly, which gives them hardship, right? It gives them hardship. But at the same time, they were ready and willing to fight any challenges and battle heading their way, which it is. And they have a sword. And what happens when you have a sword? A sword has a hardness level stronger than wood. And therefore, when you take the sword and you cut right through wood easy, almost like Ninja Fruit, right? The game. Cut through it like easy. Now, what's the next card? Well, the next card here is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of Pentacles. And the 7 of Pentacles card reversed here is normally indicating that, okay, so they're looking at the information, but they only have a little bit left. They only have a little bit among all the information that they need. But it's reversed, which tells me there is information that they know about. There is information, they gather information, because it says here that this person who pays the story is not looking at this individual, and that is because this individual is already information that they already have. But the new information is heading this person's way, which is the Page of Swords, from the Page of Wands who's distracted. This person is going to have more information, and as he cuts those wands are going to fall into this pattern. They're going to fall into this pile, which gives an aid investigation. But we have the Judgment card. Now we're talking about the courtroom here, and the courtroom here is very interesting because the courtroom is talking about judgment, right? It's talking about the lack of magician, people in positions of power who were able to whip things up to make certain things happen against a specific person, which is the Queen of Wands reverse, which is my Vice President Harris card, followed by the Joe Biden administration, which is the Lovers card. Right above it is the Fool card reverse. So if that's not further clarification, the fact that we have the Fool card and the Magician card showing up, with my Joe Biden card being the Empress card here, like I said earlier, which is the Empress. And it's talking about Liberty, which is the Emperor. There's something with the Liberty here, with the Emperor. And what is the person in the Magician, who is holding the Magician? What is the Magician holding? Look what the Magician's holding, right? Look at that wand. Now look at this wand the Emperor's holding. Very similar, right? It means life. It means life. It's reverse. It means death. It's transformed. There's a transformation of the rebirth. Because we have the Fool card, and the Fool card here is talking about the alligator, something green about the alligator. I talked about this previously in my other video. I talked about how I kept seeing the color green. Well, there's something here, and it has to do with an eclipse, and particularly a solar eclipse. Something going on with a solar eclipse here. I don't know if we're having another solar eclipse for a while, but I remember this year we had a solar eclipse. Let me go see if we have another solar eclipse heading our way. Solar eclipse, 2015, no, 2025, excuse me. Let's see. Okay, the next one is going to be solar eclipse on March 29, 2025. And I talked about how March is going to be a very big year in 2025 of revelation. There's going to be a lot more information coming out during March. And I kept talking about the red, the color of the red moon or the red sun or whatnot. I kept talking about that. So I'm still very much expecting that to happen. Again, I don't know really much about astrology, but I can definitely tell you that something is definitely happening in the sky during that time that is very significant. Now, when you talked about the solar eclipse, let's talk about the solar eclipse this year. Solar eclipse 2024. We had the solar eclipse on April 8th, 2024. So that is the last time that we had the solar eclipse on April 8th. Which is very important because it ran through many states, specifically from Texas all the way to the Northeast, which is kind of like where you saw most of the movement in the election in that direction. So why it is very important with the clip, it tells us that everything that happened from April all the way up until March of next year is going to be exposed. That's a big time frame, if you ask me. That's a little bit more than a year. No, I'm incorrect. That is a little less than a year, but close enough. We do also have the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is very interesting because it has here the eclipse. We talked about the solar eclipse. There's an eclipse that's taking place. And this is the only card that's upright. So it's very possible that, there could be a scenario, and I definitely have been seeing this on my channel, and you guys can vouch for that. Although I don't see Vice President Harris on January 20th, 2025, I do see sometime after 2025. I mean, at least after January. Sometime after the 20th of January until I will probably stay April, May. That is the likelihood chance of her being put in. And that would be the High Priestess. I don't really feel like it's coming anytime soon, particularly because, again, I know a lot of you guys are very hopeful about the possibility of, her coming in and being inaugurated. That is very high probability that could happen. But based on the variety of information I've been receiving on the channel, plus a consistency in the card, is indicating that it takes place sometime after January 20th. That's all that I can really put here. And the next card that comes up is the Sun card, right? Something that's hidden about to be revealed regarding Trump, because that is a Trump card. And because of that, he is going to end up having to walk away. Now, you don't believe this is Trump? Well, let me just tell you right now. What's the next card? Trump. King of Pentacles. You don't believe me? What is this card? The conservative card, the Republican card, right? The King of Wands. What is this card? The American election. This is my American election card. The Three of Cups here reverse. Well, that's telling you that people did not vote the way that it looks like. And there will be a victory that will be handed over, a transfer of power. The Ace of Pentacles will be handed over due to divine timing. I told you it had to do with divine timing. Right? Divine timing. And when this does happen, the Democrats cannot choose to be ignorant. Which I don't think you will be. But they cannot be ignorant. And there will be some fighting, there will be some pushback. They cannot be fighting in the Democratic Party, but there will be major pushback among the Republicans. Right? And for them, it looks like the end of the world for the Republicans, or the end of the country. And people will be like, well, maybe we should just not do this. Maybe this wasn't a good idea. It's telling us not to back down, to keep pushing forward with it, because it does not matter what they want. It wasn't theirs to begin with. So they shouldn't have a say. We have the Ace of Cups here reverse. I feel like, if anything, there will be a redo of some capacity, or like something happened that need to be reconfirmed. The hangman upright with the Knight of Pentacles reverse. Will tell me something moves forward, and this has to do with JD Vance. This is JD Vance with the Page of Cups. This is JD Vance card with the Empress. So there's a woman here. So I feel like this woman, it feels very similar to the woman behind Trump's campaign. I don't know who that woman is, but there's a major woman behind Trump's campaign that worked very closely with JD Vance that Trump is not aware of. But it's almost like a sabotage. But at the same point, JD Vance will have to reveal the information. He will have to reveal the information regarding Trump about election night. This is my election night card. And when that happened, the devil is reversed. The devil is reversed, which is the 45 card. He feels very betrayed about what just taken place. A three double sword. And it has to do with the ballot, the election. And he will be standing out in the cold like this, wobbling about the future, about the power. I told you he was going to get impeached. He's going to get impeached 4 times total. He's going to get acquitted 3 times, which means that he's going to get impeached 3 times while he's alive. The 4th impeachment is going to take place after he dies, and that is when he gets convicted. But you'll probably all ask him, well, why is he get convicted if he's not even alive? It's because it's set precedent for other presidents not to commit the same crime that Trump did. Was it the 4 cups here reverse? He doesn't get an opportunity, and he's going to end up in a state of darkness when it comes to the justice system. And Joe Biden and the Democrats will ensure that the justice system is upheld. And this is also the people. Right? It looked as if very murky. This is the media. There's something wrong with the media here that's going to try to spin the information in favor of Trump. Almost like a lot of the media is going to try to save their butt or try to save Trump. But do not listen to them because the people have the power again. The people will choose who wins and who loses, not the media. This is the chariot, the pathway to the presidency. He will not hold on. He will not hold on, but the Democrats will. Democrats will, and they will have to walk away from the presidency. And at this point, the transfer of power will take place in the government, in the U.S. government. And even though it wasn't declared to be foreign interference directly, there was, and it led to the loss of the Democrats at first initially, due to a failed plan that they thought was foolproof, but people really came out and voted for Harris. And it was not a defeat of the incumbent party or the end of America, but the story of how a woman came back, the comeback. That is her story. She's the comeback woman. And I'm also seeing here in the background, I kept seeing UFOs. That's not UFOs, that is birds. But I kept getting UFOs here in the reading, so there is some sort of influence here, not only in the physical sense, but also the spiritual. And I talked about this before, the spiritual world is starting to become very clear about where we are headed. And I talked about how in the previous reading, how Biden, in order for his pathway forward to be able to do the right thing, he needs to seek spiritual guidance, whether that means psychics, astrologers, and particularly I felt that more so his religious faith, which would be Catholic or Catholic. So he needs to speak to the Pope. And I actually talked to one of my co-workers today, accidentally, and she was telling me how the Pope, with the conclave, the movie that's out, showed and indicated how popes are chosen. And I told her, funny enough, in one of my readings a long time ago, I talked about how, the Pope that I kept seeing was there are 2 pathways forward for the Vatican. The Vatican is either going to head towards fascism or more highly nationalistic religious viewpoints or nationalistic Christianity, or it's going to become the one that we already have and very familiarized with like Pope Francis. So there's going to be a battle of ideology within the Vatican, and that can be very important because Biden's going to play a major role in that. I'm willing to see where that's going to go. But this is the court case, and it looks like it's still indicating it's about the election. So the challenge looks like it was about the election, about what's about to take place, not only now but also in the future. Let's ask some vital cards here about the court case if we need anything else remaining. Then we'll do a separate video on PEADS. Okay, Spirit Sanders will tell me about the courtroom. What else do we need to know? Now tell me wrong deck. Is this the right deck? Right deck, wrong deck. Right deck, wrong deck. Right deck. Okay, we're going to be using the Magic Eclipse deck. That is the card that we're going to be using now. Okay. Okay, I think this is the first time I actually use cards in this specific room. Oh, actually, that's a lie, because I did use that before. So, I did that in one of my other videos with the military. Okay, so Spirit Angels will tell me about this courtroom. What do we need to know? What information do we need to know regarding the courtroom, since you made me do that instead of any other video? And I only have so much time to do 2 videos, so I'm going to have to get off early for work tomorrow in the morning. I'll probably only get like 6 hours of sleep, but you know, anything for you guys, right? Because I love you guys. And I want to make sure that you guys feel satisfied with the information you're getting, but also to keep you guys updated because, well, I don't want you guys going back to the news because, you know, we all know how that's going to go. So I want to make sure that I'm able to give you a good substitute. Oh, look what came out. Let's see. I love how they give me the cards already, like it's like pre-chosen. So it's like real life. So we have the Leo card. Again, I talked about the solar eclipse. The solar eclipse is the first thing that comes out. We have the Leo. 31. We have the Hanged Man. 21. Education. What's the next card? 3 of Swords reverse. Oppression. 5 of Wands. Oppression. So, oppression, yeah. Okay. What's the next card? Water, oil. What the hell? Okay, so it looks like to me it has to do with the courtroom. So the courtroom is going to be indicating a couple facts here. And that it's going to be indicating information regarding how something that doesn't belong, it feels out of place. That is the first thing that I got. Why do I get that? Well, it's the Leo card. The Leo card is a Black Panther, which comes from the jungle, by the way, in case you guys did not know that. The Black Panther belongs in the jungle. Where's the terrain? What is the environment in which it's in? It's in a mountain range with snow. This is a Black Panther that is well known for its environment to be in a jungle. Right? And it's in the clip, which means information is out of its natural environment, its natural habitat. So what is this telling us? It's telling us 2 things here. It's telling us that something is out of place, something that does not feel right is not right, but it also is indicating to all of us that there's more information yet to be found, because why? Well, this Black Panther had left its original environment for safety reasons. Nobody leaves their home unless they have to leave their home. For example, think about it this way. People who go to college, right, and they end up always coming back home, right? They normally don't leave their hometown within 5 miles, or not, I probably wouldn't say 5 miles, but like within a 20-mile radius. They are always close by their home. Most people do not leave their hometown. Some people do, but not many do. So what is this telling you here? That something has forced the Black Panther out of its natural environment to find its new, quote, home. Something is forcing this Black Panther out of its natural environment. That is what I'm getting here. The courtroom is indicating that something has been forced out of its natural environment, and it does not belong where it is. So that is the 2 key indicators. But something is also wrong. Now we have it here is followed by the Hanged Man, which has to do with the educational portion. It has to do with the background information, what is exposed to the public and what is not exposed. Now we all know when it comes to the universities, it's a complete scam, right? It's an utter scam. In this aspect here, it's saying that that is true. That what's felt wrong, what was forced out, was a complete scam. Most people go into the university thinking that they are going to go in with a degree and get a job, and they're going to be successful. They're going to be able to pay off that debt, which is why they make those very bad financial decisions to go and sign up for college because they think that they could be able to pay that off with a job. Now that energy has shifted, but what is that saying here? It's saying that there was a bad financial decision that led to a money trail. But at the same time, this money trail was a scam. Now, what happened when people, fall into this trick? You can trick so many people, but once a pattern has emerged, once a pattern has become well understood, those tricks and tools you use to be able to get them to sign up, well, it's not working anymore. Right? It's not working. It's a failed institution, is what it is. Now, it's being followed here by the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is talking about the lack of oppression. But what is it saying here, the Three of Swords here? Well, the first thing I got, instead of the lack of oppression, is telling me that there's a lack of impression. It means that people are not as impressed with the life and lifestyle that they are receiving, information that they have received, that they are not yet impressed with that, with the results, with the outcome. So whatever this courtroom is indicating here, whatever is wrong with the information, something feels out of place, something is forced out of its natural environment that does not belong where it is. It's a complete scam, and the trickery has only been tricked for so long, and the trickery comes to an end. And that there is a lack of impression on those who are receiving information and reviewing information. They're not as impressed with the information that they're receiving. But when they start to realize the information that they are receiving, they are forced to make certain decisions that otherwise would not be the decision that they would make. What is this indicating here? It's indicating that the courtroom is in some capacity corrupted. Whatever this courtroom is telling it corrupted. It's not representing the ideals that it's meant to represent. Because what happened to this? This is a person getting beaten by the government. Beaten because they don't represent the status quo. They don't represent what is considered privilege. Simply, plainly put. Now, the Five of Wands here is telling here that, you can oppress these people for as long as you can. But there will be pent-up anger. And every time you beat, you may gain a sense of power, a sense of superiority complex. But like all things that have been done, there's only a limit. And when that limit is reached, all hell breaks loose. Right? So that Five of Wands here is telling me something very interesting. It's not only talking about the limit being pushed and how far the government is willing to go to corrupt the justice system in the court realm, but it's also saying that during this court case, whatever court case is referring to, or it might not even be a court case, it might just be using the courtroom as a justification for the capital or whatever it is. Something very important is taking place in a high governmental office, is what I'm talking about. This is telling here that the people who are actually normal, every ordinary Americans who are on the bench or whatever, making certain decisions or judging the impression, right? They're not impressed with the result. They feel like something is wrong because they are being fed and being forced to think a very specific way, which is the Five of Wands here. Because they're being forced, oh, no, you don't think that's right. No, that's not right. This is the truth. This is the truth. They're pushing a narrative that is not aligning with people who see the truth. They see the scam, right? They see the Leo. Something's not right. Something's out of place. They see the scam. The trick is not working anymore. The impression that they have been receiving over the years is no longer working. It's going to collapse. What is the Five of Wands here indicating? That it's not saying that, the impression hasn't been happening and that it has, not been in existence. But instead, it's saying that the impression here is, in a way, has always remained, has always been stagnant, has always been here. That is what that impression card is. It's indicating here that the impression has always been with us. you have been fed the idea that, oh no, there's no such thing because, well, the media said there wasn't. Well, the media is lying to you because clearly it's saying that there is. Again, this video is just for entertainment purposes only and for life purposes only. I forgot to state earlier, but that's what it's saying here. Now, what is the water card here? And the water card here, to me, is indicating oil and water, right? What happens when you mix water and oil? Well, that's not really a good sign, right? Because that means that something is a mess, something is mixing that does not belong to be mixed. And it's mixing. And when you start to add fire to your fuel because of the oppression, the realization that people are going to start to receive, the fire on the water breaks loose. Water and fire do not mix well, but when both are together, they create a highly transformative, very explosive energy, emotional, right? Because when you add the fire and you add the water together, they're both very much shape-shifting elements of the earth. Water can be used to be calm, to be used to be able to create frequencies or love or hatred, right? It can be used to pull people in certain directions, aka the moon, right? Emotions. It could be used to create tidal waves, tsunamis. It's able to be shape-shifted in any format that you can desire. That is why water is the most important element. But it's being aided by the fiery aspect, which is the fire. It can be used via the wind. The wind can turn a fire into a fire tornado. Fire can cause widespread havoc. It can keep spreading and spreading and spreading. Now, what does this mean? What does the courtroom mean? What does it mean in a methodological, spiritual sense, but also in everything everything in general? Well, what does this mean? It means that the people, the realization, the trickery has ended. The scam has ended. People will now start to see death. They will start to see the oppression of freedom of thinking, the freedom of thought. This will end. This will be prevalent because this is what always has been, but cannot be seen because of what has happened here. But because of all this will happen. Right? The courtroom seemed to be signaling that there is a motion, something that is shifting in the United States, and it has to be against the emperor. The trickery is coming to an end. The trickery is coming to an end. Something that does not make sense, something that does not belong with the emperor, the scam, the trickery, right? The Knight of Wands here, we have building, right? Robotic, right? Energy, right? Here the media, we're talking about the media, right? Well, it fed people the idea, certain image that wasn't really true. And we have here, people start to want to go back to the way things were prior. And you start to see people jumping ship. There'll be people still going down. They'll go down, They'll end up in their own deathbed. But there will be many people who will reverse course. And I'm also seeing a lot of the promises that were made will start to be broken. And people will start to be, hold on, I voted you for that. But now you're backtracking, I don't support you anymore. There's a lack of support. Easily, people are flipping. And then, not only all this information, we do have prudence, national security threat. National security. So, what does all this mean? Is that, in a way, not only does this alarm the ordinary American about all this, it alarms the government. It alarms what is happening. Oh, the people cannot be tricked anymore. We're screwed. That's the energy. Right? The trickery is over. And look, the Libra card comes right into foreplay. What does the Libra card mean? The balance. The people are fighting for other people. To make sure that they can win. We the people win. And you have this rocket ship weighing down heavy, making a decision for them. This advice was telling the people win. The people win. I said this before, that was the final outcome card. The courtroom means the people win. And how do you know this? The Six of Cups. We've done it before. We've done it in 2008. We'll do it again. The people will always win. And I think that's a very beautiful message with the psychic challenge regarding the courtroom. Now, I don't know exactly if it means directly in the courtroom or it might mean what's taking place later today. I don't really know the full context of the story, but I assume it is very relevant to the previous psychic challenge in the video before this. So go check that out. It's like, I think the video is called, I can't believe I forgot it because I already told you guys earlier in the video, but that video is called, What Will Biden Do? What Path Will Biden and Harris Take? 2024 election title reading psychic channeling. So that is the video. I'll put that in the link below and in the description and in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and engage with the content. The more you engage with the content, the more videos you're going to see on my channel, but all other psychics as well. So definitely keep up the engagement. Thank you for all of you guys who have been participating and have been giving me love and kindness and sweet comment. I want you to know I love you and I appreciate you, and I've been responding. And I've been liking all your content. So thank you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, peace out, and I love you all. See ya.